What's up, guys? It's Zach The Celtics Guy here. I'm back with another video, and I'm here to talk about a topic of discussion concerning me and something that's close to my heart as well. But basically it's an international holiday, so to speak, known as May Day, which is like the first day of May, or the first Monday of May of the year, or something along those lines. And I celebrate May Day as a social democrat. I celebrate it as a social revolutionary. And the reason I celebrate May Day is because May Day is a holiday that celebrates workers and paying tribute and to the working class and all that. So, which is what I support. I know I support a living wage and workers' rights, basically as a Nordic model advocate and a social democrat. I mean, some people would say I'm leftist on this issue. I mean, maybe I am. Overall, I'm center left. I know, but I would say that. But like I've reiterated, I'm basically like a Max Blumenthal style leftist or liberal or lefty, whatever you want to call it. But what I believe in terms of that is that for May Day and people with and so like workers' rights and so on, is that workers deserve a living wage. They deserve a decent living, where they deserve to have at least a minimum wage that's bigger than fucking $7.25 an hour at the federal level, which I think is absolutely fucking obscene, especially for a first world country like the U.S. And I think we're slowly becoming less and less developed as time goes on, which is fucking pathetic. But when you see that the way the neocons and the neoliberals are running this fucking country with their fucking grotesque, overtly capitalist ways of doing things, then yeah, things don't exactly turn out so well. So I celebrate May Day for that reason. I celebrate it because I think that people deserve a living wage. I think people deserve affordable, decent health care, affordable, decent education, and everything else. I think as a social democrat and a social revolutionist, I think people deserve to live decent lives where people can get by and they have safety nets and decent wages, and people can get by. And I think the working class deserves to have a good way of living, a good way of life. And Stephen and I live in a very decent place. I mean, we live in a very decent place. We're middle class. We live in a very nice apartment. We get by. We both work full time. We both have bills to pay. We've got rent to pay. Luckily, I mean, we live more in the suburbs, so it's not nearly as expensive by Massachusetts standards compared to like the bigger cities and so on. And of course, the further away from Boston you go, the cheaper it gets. And I'm like way out in the suburbs, north of Boston, in the suburbs. I used to live in a very rural area where my parents currently live, where it was nothing but wooded areas and campers and animal-drawn vehicles driven by horses and Amish fucking people. So that's basically what it is. So cheaper it gets out in those places, but and it's a decent way of living where I'm at currently. But what I think is that I support this kind of thing, and I think people deserve this type of thing. And this is why I believe in workers' rights and wages and wage growth and things like that. And do I support a $15 minimum wage for the vast majority of workers? The answer is yes. Anybody 18 years of age or older deserves at least $15. Like, that's just me. Maybe when you're 16, 17, you're starting off, then maybe $10, $11, $12 or whatever. But then once you work your way up, then it should be 15. So I think it should at least be 10 at the national level. It shouldn't be anything less than that. So in theory, yes, I do support a $15 minimum wage. Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. And when I say I'm a social revolutionary, I mean that I believe in a revolution, like a social democratic revolution, like a Nordic style system of government for the U.S. and worldwide, because that's what I believe in. Like that, these are my core beliefs as a person on the left. I believe in that, and I think that that's what should exist because it works. Because it works. And then people say about the difference between public health care, private health care, and then they say public health care is where you can go in for free, but there's waiting times. And then there's private health care, well, they'll take you right in, but it's very costly. Here's what I think about that. I think I would rather wait and go in for free than to be taken in immediately and go fucking bankrupt. Because what's the biggest problem facing the U.S. and the U.S.'s healthcare system, which by modern standards is like a fucking third world country, with its for-profit health insurance fucking capitalist garbage? What is my thoughts on that? My thought on that is that, yeah, I would rather be taken in for fucking free because healthcare should be free. It should be universal, 100%. That's what I believe in. And I don't care how unloving that sounds. I don't care about, oh, well, you know, I've reiterated my stance on taxes and whatnot, but they shouldn't be raised. They should just be geared towards that without raising them, if that makes any sense. It should be a system where, yeah, it should be universal for everyone is what it should be. Like, whether, I don't care, whether it's, if you can afford private insurance, you want, you know, that, whatever. Like, okay, fine, maybe apply not retroactively to people who still have it, but if they want it, fine, whatever, I don't know. But public-wise, I think of people that don't have it should be in a public system. There should be a public... Healthcare should just be public in general, like, as far as I go. And because... Why so? Because I think that it should be. I think it should be simply because healthcare is something that is necessary. And thousands upon thousands of people in the U.S. die every single year. How many people die worldwide in other countries that are considered first world or developed? How many people die from not having access to basic health care? Let's see, 0 in this country, 0 here, 0 in Canada, 0 in Australia, 0 in Norway, 0 in Sweden, 0 in Finland, 0 in Denmark, 0 in Japan, 0 in this country, 0 in Australia, 0 in New Zealand, and then the U.S., thousands. So what the fuck's going on? Let's see. That's ridiculous. And yes, I think May Day is a social revolutionary holiday, and that's a holiday that I celebrate as a social democrat. Not just for the workers, well, for workers by and large, but also from a social democratic perspective. That healthcare should be free, and that education should be free, and it should be universal. And I think that workers' wages should be increased in line with the rest of the developed world, because on many fronts, the U.S. is very far fucking behind. And with status quo approaches like what we have with Biden, it's obviously not any better below the surfaces. It might look better above the surfaces, but not so much. So yeah, that's just me on healthcare, okay? That's just me. Healthcare should not be for the profit. Things shouldn't be for the profit, like Social Security, welfare shouldn't be for the profit, education shouldn't be for the fucking profit. All sorts of things. Because with these for-profit health insurance companies and gas companies that are fucking price gouging people, that's ridiculous. And it's completely and utterly ridiculous as to what things are. Like, I understand, in many areas, the U.S. has made significant progress, Social Security, reducing the elderly poverty rate by like 25, 30, 35%. Under FDR and into the present with Social Security. Imagine how many lives it will save from poverty and medical bankruptcy if we had universal health care. Imagine how many lives we would have saved with COVID and during the early stages of the pandemic if we had fucking universal health care. Imagine that. Just imagine how many lives that would have saved. So yes. Social programs save lives, and social programs include living wages that keep people out of poverty. Australia has higher wages, less people in poverty, significantly less people in poverty. Well, like the poverty rate in Australia is significantly lower. The poverty rate in Norway and Finland and Sweden is like less than 10%. It's probably less than 5%, I think, at least. So we should have something like that. If we have an FDR approach, or if we have something like that, or like something, or just something socially democratic, then we will make significant strides. And I think we will make significant strides if we do that. So that's the reason I support May Day. May Day as a social democrat. And I'm speaking from a lefty perspective. You know, I still consider myself center-left, even though I'm leftist on these issues. I might be liberal on these issues. But I have conservative beliefs in other areas. You know, I'm conservative definitely on criminal justice and things like that. I believe in the right to own, you know, I believe in the people's rights to own, to own weapons if they want to own weapons, of course, but obviously with regulations and safety testing and things like that. But that's just me. So I wanted to talk about that today, talk about May Day and from a social democratic perspective, and why I celebrate May Day as a holiday. Because we as social democrats, we as lefties, that's what we believe in, and that's what I believe in, and that's what we need to do. And I think that we need to celebrate, because May Day was yesterday, but I was working, and I finally had my first day off, which I'm actually very happy about, with relaxing and all that. Today, finally, yes. So, yeah. So, anyway, that's about all I have to say for now, but thank you all for listening. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll see you all again in the next video. More content in the works. Stay tuned to find out more and more videos on the way. This is Zach the Celtics Guy saying thank you for watching. May Day was yesterday. Happy May Day to everybody. Happy May Day to all of the workers out there, and to all of the workers out there domestically and globally. Kudos to all of you. And happy May Day to all of you. Happy May Day to everybody from yesterday. And I'll see you all again next time. Coming your way. More stuff on the way. See you all again in the next video. See you all again next time. Peace out and have a good day.